Hello and welcome to the channel. I'm the boy who lived twice, and today we'll be talking about why the Harry Potter series still matters almost 20 years after Deathly Hallows, the book, was released. Let's get into it. First and foremost, it is unlikely we will ever experience another truly global book phenomenon like we did with Harry Potter. There were over 600 million copies of Harry Potter books sold in more than 80 different languages, which means that for every extended family in the entire world, there's a decent chance that either a given person, their aunt, their parent, their cousin, somebody in their extended family owned a complete collection of all the Harry Potter books. I personally have the English series here and the Spanish series here. There is a decent chance that someone in your town, in your village, anywhere you are in the entire world, that you could borrow the Harry Potter series from them, which is just so truly incredible. We're probably never going to see that again. We certainly haven't since. So, another really important thing is that when it felt like every person was reading and watching Harry Potter, there was just that common thread of you could always just be like, oh, what house are you? Oh, what book are you on? You could always talk to someone about that. There was such a huge community of people who had that as a shared common experience and passion, something that mattered to them and something that they were thrilled to talk about, to experience, to play games, to do trivia, things like that. And that experience that stuck with people. For the generation like mine that really grew up with Harry Potter, my mom read me uh, Sorcerer's Stone because I wasn't old enough to read yet. And then I read maybe every other chapter for Chamber of Secrets. Prisoner of Azkaban, I read most of with my mom helping a bit. Goblet of Fire, we went to the midnight release of Goblet of Fire, the actual book release, and I read that whole book all on my own. Woo! I learned to read with Harry Potter, and so many other people have experiences like that, and those experiences stick with you. Because of that, Harry Potter affected so many childhoods. There are so many people who, again, like a defining part of my childhood was loving Harry Potter. When I finished reading Deathly Hallows, I closed the book and walked downstairs slowly, morosely, and my parents are both sitting on the family room couch reading their own copies because we were all reading it together. And I got down and I just looked at them and they said, "Oh, Evan, did you finish?" I said, "Yeah." "Oh, don't spoil it." I went, "I won't, but my childhood is over." And you know what? That would be true if I hadn't gone back and read the entire series like more than 30 times each book. So my childhood's still going in a way, which is really amazing. Every time I revisit those series, I remember that true joy. I remember that experience. I remember the family traditions. I remember all the amazing, incredible things of loving Harry Potter. And there's so many parents these days who are raising their kids to be Harry Potter fans. I know women who, while they've been pregnant, have read or listened to or had read to them the Harry Potter series so that their baby, before they're even born, would already have experienced the Harry Potter story. And that kind of real dedication, that kind of absolute adoration from fans is so special. Of course, there's lots of ongoing creative new things that are being exposed to. You can see up here. I think I have a Pez dispenser. I have a little can of butterbeer. There's the Universal Studios Harry Potter worlds, the three different worlds in Orlando. Absolutely amazing. Hagrid's motorbike ride, probably the best ride I've ever been on. So incredible. And all those new experiences are so amazing. We can talk about the new movies later, but they're not quite at that level. Um, the fandom, though, here's the really important thing, and here's why it really still matters. The fandom has claimed ownership of the Harry Potter story in a really unique, really amazing way. So, we basically seem to have decided as a community that J.K. Rowling no longer owns the ideas of Harry Potter. She doesn't. We've taken them. Now, you can debate with people about where in uh, Fantastic Beasts where it actually falls off the rails, but I know very few actual Harry Potter fans who would say steadfastly that Cursed Child is canon. I've heard it's a great show. I'm sure it's a fun way to experience that. I've read the book, and it's an interesting story, but it's not a Harry Potter story. It doesn't fit. I'll have an entire video about that later on, but basically, J.K. Rowling said, Cursed Child is canon, and we as a community said, no, it's not. You don't get to decide that, which is really cool. Um, and that kind of active, ongoing involvement with the fans, you can see in like fan fiction. You can see in canon compliant fan fiction is a huge category, and it seems to police itself pretty well. And there are common themes that are decided, like, okay, so after the war, this has to have happened, this has to have happened, this has to have happened. You know, the things in the intervening 19 years before we actually see the characters again on platform 9 3/4. There's basically general ideas of what happened between them. The fandom seems to have written the intervening period, which is really cool. Now, let's talk about the most important part of why it matters. If you're watching this, the reason it matters is because it matters to you. And it affected so many people in such an amazing personal way, and there's so many people who would never have had the same lives, the same experiences, the same childhoods, the same adulthoods, whatever it is, without Harry Potter. I know for myself personally, I still absolutely love the series. I watch all the videos, I read all the opinion pieces. I'm so excited for the TV series. I hope that's great. I loved Fantastic Beasts, the original movie. The later ones, again, we'll talk about later. Um, when I was a kid growing up, my parents would get me the Lego Harry Potter sets for every Christmas and birthday, and I would make them all with my mom, and it was so exciting and so great. There's still an entire bookshelf at my parents' house with all the old Lego Harry Potter sets. Since I started college and graduated, the tradition has flipped a bit. Now I buy when they release the really fancy big new ones. I'll buy one of those for my mom, and every time I visit, we'll do another couple pages, we'll do another couple bags of Lego pieces, and we'll do all those together. And that's just a way to keep that tradition alive with the Lego Harry Potter sets. It's so absolutely amazing, and I love it. And it's so fun to be able to recreate part of that world and to see, like, oh, right, remember that little detail, remember that tiny little piece? Because the new ones, especially, have such tiny little Easter eggs that only the real fans really remember, and it's so cool to be able to experience that. I'm so curious though. What is it that keeps you close with the Harry Potter series? What keeps you passionate? What keeps you interested? Why did you click on this video? Please comment below what it is about Harry Potter that keeps you involved, what keeps you a fan. Because we as a community, it's something really special, and I'd be so curious to know why you all are a part of it. So now, what is this series going to be? First and foremost, this series is not going to be a read through. Carlin Brothers, that's all you. I'm not competing with you guys at all. You're incredible, and I love you. Please continue doing Through the Gryffindor. I'm so happy to listen to that every week. It's so much fun. I'm not going to be doing like the detailed movie analysis. Movie Flame, same to you. That's all yours. Enjoy it. I love watching your videos. It's super fun. This is going to be more like a story analysis on a philosophical level, on a meaning level, but maybe more importantly on a fandom level. Like what it is about the different parts of the story that we all connected with, the lessons we took. For the kids who were reading Harry Potter as like a formative experiences of our youth, what did we take from it? What do we keep with us? Now that we're adults, what is it about that story? What are the lessons we took that shaped who we are as people? So basically, this is going to be a gigantic Harry Potter nerd talking about why he's still so excited about Harry Potter and hopefully getting you all to be a little bit more excited about it. If you're excited about that too, if you still love the series, if you'd still love to reminisce and talk about all the ways that it matters and all the ways that it's still relevant, I hope you'll enjoy the series. I hope you'll follow along. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.